Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego, and this video is about USCIS Form I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support. I-134 Declaration of Financial Support. It consists of 10 pages, and this form is completed by the sponsor who is sponsoring the beneficiary under the K-1 visa process. Okay? This is filled out by the sponsor. It is not signed by the beneficiary. It's signed by the sponsor with the full name. So let's clarify that right off the bat. Let's start with page 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Page 1, USCIS Form I-134. Part 1, basis for filing. Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor, you are filing this form on behalf of another individual who is the beneficiary, who is applying for a K-1 visa. Okay, so you're going to check Part 1, number 1, another individual who is the beneficiary. Part 2, information about the individual agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. This information is the last name, the first name, and the middle name of this U.S. citizen sponsor. Okay, and if you've used any other names, you're going to put in number 3 your current mailing address where you live in America, in the United States, and they're going to ask you number 4, is your current mailing address the same as your current physical address? Well, hopefully it is, and you're going to check yes. Now we're on page 2 of 10, USCIS Form I-134, number 5, Part 2, information about the individual agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. Your current physical address is going to go here. Number 6, this is the sponsor's date of birth. Number 7, this is where the sponsor was born, the place of birth of the sponsor. Number 8, if the sponsor, the U.S. citizen, is a naturalized American, you will put the alien registration number of your naturalized American citizenship status in number 8, page 2. And then number 10 is what is your current immigration status, and you're going to be U.S. citizen. You have to be a U.S. citizen to be a sponsor for a K-1 visa. And in number 9, it asks if you have a USCIS online account number. Don't worry about that if you don't have that. And number 11, what is your relationship to the beneficiary? Well, your relationship, Mr. Sponsor, is you are the fiancé to the beneficiary. You're the fiancé. What is your employment status, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor? Number 12. Well, hopefully you fully employed with a good paying job that meets or exceeds the minimum requirement of 100% income for the K-1 visa at the embassy interview. And if you are unemployed, you don't have a job, okay, well then make sure you have a joint sponsor to fill in for that extra income that you need. Now we're on page 3 of 10, financial information, number 13. How many other Form I-134s have you previously submitted on behalf of another person, including yourself? So let's suppose you are filing for your second K-1 visa application. The first person didn't work out, you got divorced, or he or she returned back to his or her home country, and you had filed an I-134 on behalf of that person, but it didn't work out. Okay? Then you would put that information in number 13. And number 14, how many other dependents do you support, including yourself? So that's your family size. Okay? How many people are you responsible for? How many people do you file on your tax return? Number 15, provide the information requested in the table below about all of your dependents, okay, and any individuals you financially support. Do not include yourself, okay, and the beneficiary in part 3. So don't include the beneficiary or yourself in number 15, page 3. Number 16, what is your current annual income? How much money do you make in 1 year? And that should be on your last tax return. Number 17, provide information on the cash or assets available to you. So if you click on those little pointy arrows that point down, you click on there, it will tell you what you can put in there, whether it's checking account, savings account, real estate, etc. Very easy to do. Page 3 of 10. Now on page 4 of 10, part 2, information about the individual agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. Continued. This is like a great drama show, right? Now, if you are filing this form on behalf of another individual who is the beneficiary, you got to complete number 18 through 19. Okay? So, if you are filing this form on behalf of another individual who is the beneficiary, complete 18 and 19. So the sponsor, you're going to go to 18 and 19. And it says here also, question 18, in addition to providing financial support, I intend to make specific contributions to cover the beneficiary's basic living needs. You're going to check the box yes. Number 19, describe the specific contributions you will make to cover the beneficiary's basic living needs. Well, in this block, you're going to put in here that you are going to provide 100% of medical, housing, clothing, food, helping them find a job, and helping the children if they're K-2 enroll in school, etc. Okay, you're going to furnish room and board. And then provide the address where the beneficiary will be residing. Okay, so you want to say at a minimum 100% you're going to support this individual, this beneficiary. Okay, you got it? And the second part of this form, part 3, information about the beneficiary, you're going to put in the beneficiary's current legal name, her family name, last name, first name, and middle name, and any other names used. For example, she may have her Facebook account and used a different name for the Facebook account. This is basically speaks for itself. It's very easy to fill out. Now we're on page 5 of 10 of USCIS form I-134. Edition date 12/12/24. Marital status, part 3, number 8. What's your marital status? Okay, this is the beneficiary. So the beneficiary is either going to be a divorcee, a widow, or single, never married. Okay, or marriage was annulled. Like if you're from the Philippines and you married somebody, it's probably impossible to get a divorce in the Philippines, so you're going to have a marriage annulment. This is about the beneficiary. 95% of you guys filling out this form is going to be single, never married. If your beneficiary is married or legally separated, then you're not qualified for the K-1 visa. Then they want to have, then in number 9, the immigration wants to know the beneficiary's current mailing address. Where does your beneficiary live? Okay, well, it's going to be in a foreign country, obviously. Number 10, are the beneficiary's mailing addresses and physical address the same? Hopefully, yes. And then you put in number 11, the beneficiary's current physical address. Now, number 12, this is interesting. It asks you, what is the beneficiary's anticipated length of stay? From and to, okay? Well, the anticipated length of stay is going to be from the date of your plane ticket. When you buy the plane ticket to fly your beneficiary to the United States, okay, that will be, what is the date on the plane ticket? But you're not going to be able to fill that in until you have the K-1 visa approved. You don't want to buy a plane ticket until the K-1 visa is approved and in the passport. So you're going to put a guesstimate in there. Okay, if you have scheduled the K-1 visa interview for, let's say, January 1st, you will put in there an anticipated period of stay in the United States from February 1st, and then you're going to put no end date. So you're going to estimate when you're going to leave America from the date of the visa interview. Just add 30 days, and then you're going to put no end date, because this is a one-way visa to the United States. Now we're on page 6 of 10. This is a statement of contact information, certification, and signature of the beneficiary if filing form I-134 on his or own behalf. Okay? Well, as the beneficiary, you are not filling out this form. You are your sponsor is filling out this form. Your sponsor, the U.S. citizen sponsor, is filling out this form on your behalf. You are not filling out this form on your own behalf. So if you are in a K-1 visa application, you will skip totally page 6 of 10. Although you're welcome to put in your contact information. I would recommend you put in your beneficiary's contact information. But other than that, you skip it, because this is a form that's being filled out by the sponsor, not the beneficiary. Now we're on page 7 of 10 of USCIS Form I-134, Declaration of Financial Support. Part 5, Statement, Contact Information, Certification and Signature of the individual agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. So this is the sponsor who fills out this page, okay? Remember, page 6, you skip it. If you're a K-1 applicant, now you're on page 7. Statement of individual agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. Well, most likely you can read and understand English and you're not going to need an interpreter. But if you do, then that's where you, in 1 and 2, A and B, you put in the interpreter. Contact information. Okay, this is the sponsor's daytime phone number, the sponsor's cell number, the sponsor's email address. Okay, and the certification of the individual agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. Read that statement very carefully. Now we're on page 8 of 10, USCIS Form I-134, Part 5, Statement, Contact Information, Certification and Signature of the individual, the U.S. citizen sponsor, agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. So the signature of the individual will be the sponsor. In number 6, page 8, you sign your full name, your first name, middle name, and last name, and you sign it so that immigration can read it, like your best cursive. You don't want to do a doctor scribble on here because the form will be rejected. And then you date it, month, day, year. Okay, now a note to all individuals agreeing to financially support the beneficiary. If you do not completely fill out this declaration, or if you fail to submit the documents listed in the instructions, you may not get your K-1 visa. Part 6 is the interpreter's information, but I doubt U.S. citizen sponsor, you're going to need to do that part. Now we're on page 9 of 10, part 7, contact information, certification, signature of the person preparing the declaration. If somebody helped fill this out for you, other than the U.S. citizen sponsor who is applying for the benefit for the beneficiary, then that would go here. If you paid somebody to fill out this form for you, for example, the preparer, but if you follow this video carefully, you won't need anybody to help you fill out this form. Right? Right. Now we're on page 10 of 10, the last page of the USCIS Form I-134. Yay! Additional information, okay? In part 1, you can put, it's part 8, question 1, you can put your last name, your first name, and your middle name, Mr. Sponsor. If you are a naturalized American, you put an alien number in there. And you can just put in the page number, the part number, and the item number of whatever it is you're trying to explain. Let's suppose you don't have enough room to complete the address, the mailing address. So your beneficiary lives in a country with a mailing address that will not fit on the requested space. You can put it here, okay, as additional information, etc. If you have anything you want to add about your income, about your job, your employment, etc., you put it here, okay? It's easy to do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela, and I will be back for the live stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. If you have any further questions, you're welcome to join me on the live stream, and I will answer your questions for free. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS or the government, but I have 10 years experience processing green cards and K-1 visas successfully. See you at the live stream.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.